Hi everyone, today I want to share a bundle of products from the new holiday catalog. Not so new anymore, we're in November now, so halfway through our holiday catalog. This stamp set is called So Many Stars, and the die collection is called Stitched Stars Dies. Now these dies are fantastic, and we used to a long time ago have star dies, and we don't currently, and this is just a really amazing take on a star die. I'm not sure if this will carry over into the new catalog in June, but it doesn't matter. These are going to be a great addition to your die collection. You're going to want to grab these, and I'm going to show you what they all, I've used absolutely every single one of them, I think except this little guy. I don't know why, but they're all great, and I want to show you them on various projects. And it's a ton, it's a lot of dies in this set, 23 dies in all, and they're very fun. So I want to show you this and some projects that I made. The stamp set is really pretty as well, and it's got a lot of nice sentiments for the inside, which is awesome. So it's a really great stamp set, and I wanted to show the versatility of the star image as not being just a Christmas image, because you know, stars are great for sports themed team cards, or graduation cards, or you did it cards, or even a baby card. So I did a variety of cards with this, but of course it's beautiful for Christmas, and so a lot of them are Christmas. I did so many, in fact, that I wasn't sure which one to do as a video step by step. So we might have to have several videos on the various projects, because I think they all turned out quite nice. So one other thing I want to point out about the stamps is the box here is, these are not shown at actual size, because this is a large stamp set, 21 stamps. So see, the star is much bigger than its picture. The word joy is much bigger. So it's a large stamp set, quite big. And these stars here are actually one stamp. You can see I stamped these. So you've got them in a grouping, and that's because they match this die. So you can maybe overlay, you can cut, stamp the images of the stars and overlay this on top of it, or you can use this to cut out the stars and use the stars themselves. So I'm going to show you what the dies do. So this one here is, let me get a white piece of cardstock, is this little swirl, and that is really pretty. And then when you cut it out, of course, you're going to end up with these little stars which match the stamp sets, but you can save them. I've got a little bundle going here of pieces because I wanted the swirl in black, but now I have little black stars, and I wanted stars in the grapefruit grove, but I don't need the swirl, but I can save that for a future project. So I keep a little baggie in my stamp set or my die pocket, and then I have it all ready to go. So this is a really fun die. Let me show it to you in use. Here it is in use on a birthday card, and this is where I had all those little leftover pieces. These are the In Colors. Oops, this came out. I gotta fix that. Anyway, it's a little birthday card, so I used the star stamp on the back as a tone-on-tone in the lovely lipstick, but then these are cut out cardstock, and Happy Birthdays from Itty Bitty Birthdays. And then it says Time to Celebrate, and I used a whole bunch of my leftover stars from cutting these out on the inside. So these are fun for birthday. That's this one. Okay, and then another cutout, well, of course, are all the stitched stars. See how they have these cute little stitching, and I thought that was a really cute baby card because I just loved the softness of the watercolor. So I'm going to make a video on the watercolor stars, a couple of varieties, this one, and also I did it as a Christmas, which gives me the perfect opportunity to show you this die. It's right here. There are 5 of them, so you can do all of them at once and cut them, without a million trips through the big shot. So you've got 5 of this little flurry here. And here I used the cutout image, but on another card, let me find it, here it is, I cut it with the star shape and used the negative space left by cutting these out. So these were from this piece of cardstock here, and I left that cute little scallopy part Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. Behind it I've got the Mercury Acetate Designer Series paper. It's not really paper, it's acetate, but it's beautiful. It looks like Mercury Glass. And it peeks through the negative spaces of the card. So that's fun. And that's what this die is. I'm trying to show you all the dies. This star, see the nice cutouts on that star, is this larger one here. And there's a smaller version as well. Okay, now there's another thing I found was this one here. Look at this fun cutout, and that is a combination of this star and these points. And I want to tell you that I cut them out all at one time, which gave me this star, which is kind of fun. So what I did was I layered, I think it was this one. Yes, I layered this one, and nope, maybe. It's the largest one. I layered the largest one, and I put these into my die cutting machine all at one time. So I laid it down, and I used little pieces of washi tape to hold it in place. And then when I had this all down, I put this in there. So the star cutout gave me all these pieces at one time, and it also gave me this little fun shape here. So that is a fun star. And there, again, there's 5 of these, so you don't have to do it once and run it through your cutting machine and do it again and again. You've got 5 of these points, and here I used the points to form a star. And then this shows you this little swirl, like a swirly snowy night. That's fun. I thought this also might make cute punch art, maybe reindeer antlers or steam coming out of a hot cocoa mug. I like to see what else something can be. So that's what I thought of when I saw that one. So this is pretty different layering of the stars. I think did I show you all the shapes yet? I think I did. We got the points, we got the little flurries, of course the stitch stars, and this, and the large one, and trying to figure out how these all fit back on the page is difficult. Now some other products that work great with the stars are your glimmer paper. Here it is as a graduation card. And I've got some stars here. Now also there's some paper that has some beautiful copper stars, and this is further back in the catalog. It's not on the same page as the So Many Stars, although it should be. It's got beautiful accents. But it's actually over in the Brightly Gleaming page with the ornament stamp set, Brightly Gleaming, because it has some beautiful ornament papers as well. But this copper stars are really fun with the stitch stars. Here's the stitch star die. You can see it there. And I've combined it with some other Christmas stamp sets. This is actually from Christmas Gleaming. And another thing I did is, instead of, you know, it's so hard to choose what side you want to use on the paper, and this is a fun way to show both sides of the paper. I just have a small little lip of cardstock to attach my Designer Series paper to, but you still see most of it, and then when you open it you still have this pretty paper on the inside as well. And I neglected to decorate the inside of this one because I just had made so many and I wanted to start making a video. Another accent you can see on this card are these really fun designer elements, designer elements they're called. They're copper, they're little faceted stars, and you get 40 of them in a pack like this. And I've got a few on here, and it's hard to see, I think, the dimension of these stars on video, but they're really pretty and they stand up. The person who gets this, they kind of in a video maybe get lost on the card, but when you see it in person they definitely jump out at you. Very pretty card, I think. And then behind it here is, you think maybe that could be one of these stars with the cutouts in it, and it could be. You can use those certainly, but there's also a pack of copper elements like this. I'm on my second one here. Let me see if I got a few left on this one. And it's these copper elements. They're really lovely. I used all these laurels on some cards last week for a swap, and then I've got these large stars here, and then there's some small stars. I'm going to show you that one. Here's a small star, 2 of them. So you've got a lot of coordination in the holiday catalog. So when you're looking at the So Many Stars stamps and dies, flip back in the catalog until you get to the Christmas Gleaming or the Brightly Gleaming Suite and look at these copper star embellishments and these foil accents, because they're really lovely and they coordinate together beautifully. Another thing I like is this Mercury Glass. Here's again the Mercury Glass, and I'm using it in the negative space again. I have a really pretty card where we use the Mercury Glass, not as the negative but as the star itself, but it was actually something I'm not finished with yet. And I spilled on it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I spilled my coffee on it this morning, so I had to start over. But anyway, the Mercury Glass acetate is really pretty. Here's a small piece of it, and it's really lovely. And there's a packet of that. That is on the So Many Stars side. Okay, here's one more I want to show you. Well, two more. It's using the large die, stitch star die, this one here. And I cut it out and made it into, here it is, and then I made it into the box by adding a side to it. And I think that kind of deserves its own video. So I'm going to do a video on how to make a star box. And you can close the box, as I did here, by having a top and a bottom, or leave the box open and decorate it. Maybe it needs a little more on the edge. I was thinking of maybe cutting out a hollow one like this and putting it on top as a little frame, but I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a fun little ornament. You can make a little scene here in your star and hang that on a tree, or you can make a little box. I made this a closed box just as pretty as an ornament to hang on a tree, but you can also leave one of your flaps open and fill it with something. I'm not sure, M&Ms or some little treat. Maybe stick money in there. I'm not, we'll have to see. But anyway, so this is going to be a separate video, how to make the star box. I hope that you'll check that out. It'll come either later today or tomorrow. And we've got that coming. And then I'm going to have a video on, excuse me, this my desk is full of stars. A video on this Christmas collection with the copper accents, which I think are lovely. And then a third star video on using this watercolor wash to make a pretty stars. And I think that they look beautiful in these pastel colors and also in this blue. Isn't that pretty? So there'll be a video on this and the star boxes and this. But so right now I just wanted to introduce you to the suite because there's just so much that I think this is a long video as it is. So I hope that you will check out these beautiful star stamps. So many stars. And I hope that you will look at these dies. You're going to love these dies. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. So I think that these are a great addition to your collection, and now is a great time to get them. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you come back to watch my how-to videos on the projects.